He was a great showman. He was a lot of fun. He never said die. He was, unstoppable.
A Montreal-based Canadian superhero that first appeared in Marvel Comics in the 1970s is making a comeback. Known as the Human Fly, who performed as a real-life masked stuntman, is back in action in a new series of comic books, the first issue being released this week.
The story is no longer limited to that guy in the 1970s. There's a broader story that we're telling. In the comic, he's back today. So the question is, how can that guy from the 1970s still be around and still be agile and still be able to do what he does? We will answer that question in the fullness of time.
The first issue of the new series takes place in Montreal and even has an appearance from Prime Minister Justin Trudeau.
Justin Trudeau appears as a completely honorable, good Prime Minister who's defending morality and standing up for the good. So no matter where you stand politically with Justin Trudeau, the Justin we have here is a really good guy.
At the center of this reboot of The Human Fly is Montrealer Tony Babinski, who is in charge of overseeing this new series, as well as contributing to stories about the classic character.
The Human Fly was a real-life daredevil who appeared in the late 1970s. He became famous by flying on the back of DC-8 jet planes at air shows in California, and I couldn't. It was so unreal that there was a real superhero. And I bought the comics.
In the original 1970s version of The Human Fly, one of the highlights of this superhero's career was a failed attempt at Evel Knievel's record by jumping over 26 school buses on a jet-powered motorcycle inside Montreal's Olympic Stadium. In the new comic, The Human Fly attempts yet another death-defying stunt on top of Olympic Stadium.
We got a new stunt in the comic at the Olympic Stadium where he rides a motorcycle up the tower, and then he's in the air and can do impossible things. So there's no failure for the Human Fly in the comics now.
This new comic book series is just the beginning of the Human Fly's return, as there are also plans for a feature film.
The film that we're making deals a lot with what happened in real life in the 1970s, but it's meta. So there's, the Human Fly as a fictional character is also in it, but it's a comedy that's principally concerned with what actually happened, who those guys were, and what they did. And again, what makes our story different from all superhero properties is that it's real. Something really happened. And you can't say that about Batman or Spider-Man. They're completely fictional. We are semi-fictional.
In Montreal, Gareth Maddock-Jones, City News.